Welcome to my Christmas kitchen. Today I've got a really fantastic, yeah, that's a new word, fantastic recipe. I'm gonna make a vegan Christmas Yule Log because we're having a very vegan Christmas. Take some flour, cocoa, salt, baking powder, bicarbonate soda, pop it into a bowl and add some sugar. Just gonna combine that round. So that's your dry mix. Now to the dry mix, we need to add our wet mix. We are using the magical chickpea juice called aqua faba. So I'm going to use 120 mils of that. I think this is perfect. This can's going to be exactly 120 mils. So that's quite handy. So just add vegetable oil, vanilla extract, about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and add that to your dry ingredients. Then just give it a gentle mix. So you'll see it's quite a dry mix, but don't you worry, when you've baked it, it will be lovely and spongy. I've got a baking tray here lined with parchment. Just place that in. Take a palette knife or something similar and just spread it over the paper. Spready, spready, spread. So put that in the oven, 170 degrees for about 12 minutes-ish till it's just baked. While that's in the oven, I'm going to make my filling. I'm going to make a delicious frosting, which I'm going to use on the inside for the swirl, and then adapt it for the outside. I'm making it very festive. I'm going to use a bit of this. Baileys, we love this. This is a vegan Baileys. It's really like nutty and creamy. It's delicious, so I'm going to use that. This is an unrefined icing sugar, so it's really caramelly. It's got a nice rich caramel taste, so it's going to go really well with everything. I'm going to add my vegan butter. Of course, I always add it. Vanilla bean paste. So I'm just going to mix it on slow, and then once all the powder's disappeared, I'm going to whack up the speed. Where's my bowl gone? Here it is, yeah. I'm going to put Baileys in this one for the middle, and then I'm going to make a lovely vegan ganache to turn it into a chocolate covering for the outside. So I'm using about 1/3 of it on the inside and 2/3 on the outside. So I would just do it like about a shot to start with. It smells really nice. Oh, that's really good. I might add a bit more, but that's my sponge. I'm going to check it. So once your sponge is cooked, because we're going to make it into a roll, get a spare bit of parchment paper. I've just got some golden caster sugar here. I prefer it. Just take your sponge out and very quickly flip it on. Oh, I broke a bit there, but that's okay. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. Just broke the corner off, but it's fine. So just going to roll it just tightly. Like this. Just need a little bit more paper. Don't worry if it breaks, because once it's cooled down and we put the filling in, it will be perfect. So leave it to cool, and it should be ready in about 30 minutes to an hour. Back to the Baileys buttercream, just a touch more of this, I think. Oh, that's lovely. Just leave that to one side. So with this, I'm just going to add vegan ganache. I've got some dairy-free dark chocolate. I've got oat cream here, and I'm just going to measure out 100 ml and heat up until it's boiling. Have to wait for about 2 minutes, I'm afraid, but we'll be cutting that bit out, won't we? Pour it over your chocolate, just like that. Just going to put cling film over the bowl. Just let that sit there for a few minutes, and then I'm going to stir it. Well, my chocolate's melted. I can see it started to melt there. Just give it a stir. I always sort of start in the middle. Two becomes one. Nice. And now I'm going to pour in the chocolate just in a nice stream while the mixer's beating away. So that's all ready. Put this to one side and we'll start assembling our log. So unroll your sponge. Be gentle with it. You'll get the odd crack. Get your filling with a Baileys frosting. Just a kind of thin layer. Everyone loves a swirly log. Carefully again, just wrap up, just kind of sort of holding it together. Like that. So use the paper to kind of like press it together as you go. Try not to get it tucked in like I did. There we go. I'm just going to chill this for like 10 minutes in the freezer so that I can assemble it and crumb coat it. So back in a bit. Here's my log. It's very creamy. Oh, lovely. It looks really nice. Make it look like a kind of twiggy log. So I'm just going to cut part of it off at an angle, just like this. plop my clonk onto here, chocolate frosting on there, attach it like so. Brush all over your log with a nice coating of chocolate, and that's going to be my first coat. So that's essentially crumb coated. I'm now going to put this back in the fridge for 20 minutes and then do my final coating. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to put it onto its serving platter. Should be quite nice and firm where it's been in the fridge. So I'm going to give it another coating of frosting. Make sure the edges are a bit flat. Use a fork, make a sort of indentation, give a bit of texture to your log. There we go. For the end piece, I'm going to use a chopstick and just make a circle. And wiggle it round and round, cleaning it off as it builds up with frosting. To finish, I'm going to add some holly and berry decoration. Got a little holly cutter there. You can do it with a knife if you don't have one of those. Just using some coloured icing, little dusting. So just cut out your holly leaves, pop it on the top, 1, 2, and then some little berries. Cheers everyone, I've got my Baileys here, I'm going to get well and truly Christmased. Final flourish, a lovely dusting of Christmas snow. Look at that, a bit came out too fast. Just have one more little bit of my Baileys. It's time to do the honours and cut it up. Oh, there we go. Look at my log. Oh, it looks really pretty. Should I leave it standing up or should I'll lay it down? Yum, yum. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's lovely, Lola. You have to have a bit of this in a minute. That is delicious. Really yummy. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. Bye. By the way, everything you need to make that's just down there. I've got that bit, just a bit too focusing on my cake.